So, welcome to the More Balance Equals a Better You webinar. I am so happy that you're here, happy you're watching the replay, and I hope that you gain quite a bit of information from this webinar. So, welcome, and I want to introduce you to me. I am Latoya Nelson, and I am a therapist here in Raleigh, North Carolina, serving all of North Carolina for their counseling needs. And I specifically have a private practice, Lotus Holistic Healing, here in Raleigh, serving the Triangle in person. But I do offer teletherapy, virtual therapy to anyone across North Carolina. I also have an online coaching business specifically for moms to help them decrease stress and increase the balance in their life. And for myself, that's a piece that really hits home is I'm also a mom of twins, toddler twins who recently turned 2, and I am married. I have a business. I have so much going on in so many roles that oftentimes a lack of balance just kind of creeps up on you, and stress is real. So on the screen, if you're looking, you'll see me and my husband on the left, and then my 2 little minions. I lovingly call them my minions on the right, Dominic and Olivia. And really, they are my biggest supporters. They're why I get up in the morning and do what I do. And they're also the reason why I know that I need to be stress-free and be balanced, and why I think other moms need that too. Because ultimately, what they see me doing is what they're going to do. And I want to make sure I'm setting healthy healthy routines for them, healthy pictures for them to, go ahead and emulate, because I want to make sure that they can know what being balanced is, being less stressed is, and not just run themselves ragged because they think that that's how it should be done. I want mommy to show them something else. So my passion really is helping women, specifically moms, to reduce their stress, create a balance that works for them, and balance for each person is different. And then also really the stress less and live more. And you'll see my background there. I'm a psychotherapist. I have a bachelor's in psychology, a master's in counseling, and I have over 10 years experience in mental health, agency mental health, and I've been in private practice since 2012. So I've been really enjoying working with the moms that I work with and seeing them make that difference that they need in their lives, and watching it really trickle down to their kids too. Because I'm sure as you eat healthy things, your kids eat healthy things. As you do unhealthy things, your kids do those same unhealthy things. We truly are the models for our children. So let's see if you are in the right place. So today we're talking about building balance and why balance is important for you. And if you have been feeling stressed lately, if you have been feeling that struggle to juggle everything that you have going on, if you have been having a hard time focusing and really have been questioning, what your purpose is, why you're doing what you're doing, then I think you're in the right place. And on this webinar today, you'll discover that you are in the right place, because you'll find out the answers to, knowing if you're unbalanced. And then if you are unbalanced, how can you find the balance that you crave? If we see that there's a problem, how can we fix it? And then also understanding why it's important to have nurture time daily. And that's something that you do each and every day. And we'll talk about how to incorporate that into your routine, how to figure out how that works, and really what that looks like. Because, again, just as balance is different for each person, so is how you spend your time nurturing yourself. But first, before we get started doing any of that, let's take a moment to relax. And what I want you to do is sit comfortably, if you can. Naturally, if you're driving and listening to this, you can, but I would encourage you to sit comfortably, close your eyes, and just listen to the sound of my voice. And while you're doing that, take a few deep breaths in and exhale out of your mouth. Again, in through your nose, out through your mouth. And as you breathe out, feel your shoulders and upper body relax. As you breathe out again, feel the pressure come off your chest Your lungs relax with deep breath. Take another deep breath and feel your legs relax, the tension come out of your hands. Feel your whole body relax. And I want you to take a few deep breaths, breathing in and out deeply as you prepare yourself for the information that you're about to receive. And as you open your mind of the possibilities of what could be. So take some time to center yourself, relax your mind. And when you're ready, grab a piece of paper and a pen, and we'll get started. So the first question is, how do I know if I'm unbalanced? And oftentimes I find that we are so go, go, go that until we sit down and really, sometimes it takes us writing these things down. Sometimes it takes just a moment for us to really get it. But when we sit down and take a look at these things I'm going to list, you'll see that indeed I am unbalanced. Because a lot of times our unbalance shows in stress and anxiety and our go, 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 we got to get it done, and worry. But when you're in the midst of it, you can't necessarily see all that. You can't really see the forest for the trees. So I want you to take this time and look and see, are you struggling to focus? Are you having trouble connecting with loved ones? Are you having more fights than usual with your partner? Are you yelling more at the kids than you normally would? Are your kids starting to annoy you more than they normally would? Do you have an increase in stress and anxiety? Are you having trouble sleeping? Oftentimes when we're unbalanced and when we're stressed, we can't get good sleep at night. Some people have insomnia where you don't sleep at all. Some people go to sleep and it's hard to get to sleep, and then they wake up, in the middle of the night a few times. Some people go to sleep, wake up the next morning as if they never went to sleep, completely unrested. Do you have unrealistic negative thinking? Do you often tell yourself that I'm not good enough, or you're not going to get this right? It'd never work out. Or even going as far as thinking that you're dumb or you're stupid. Oh, I'm so stupid, da-da-da. We may say that, and we may say it in a joking manner, but really that leads to a deeper question of how are you thinking about yourself? And lastly, as part of a physical aspect, are you getting sick more often? Oftentimes, when we're unbalanced mentally or in our outside world, physically in our bodies, our immune system is wacky too. It's hard for us to fight an illness. We're having stomach issues. You have an upset stomach or issues with your bowels. That could lead to a bigger issue of being unbalanced. So why is it so hard for us, I believe women especially and mothers especially, to find the balance and keep the balance? Because balance is something that's individual to each person, and it changes over time. If you're in your 20s, what you see as balanced in your life may not be the same as in your 30s and 40s. And if your kids are younger, balance can look completely different than when your kids, say, are in their teenage years or even leave the house. If you're an empty nester, that's a whole nother level of balance for you because there's all those transitions. So essentially, transitions itself makes it hard for us to find and maintain balance, but also the multiple life roles that we have. You're a mom. You may be a wife. You may be, if you're not a wife, you may be a girlfriend. You're an employee. You could even have your own business and be, an employer at the same time. You could be a writer, a reader. You could be a sister. You're an aunt. You're a daughter. We have all these things that we are, and then we're expected in life essentially to be able to, super mom it out, and sometimes that doesn't work. Moms also tend to put themselves last. Our train of thought often is that if everybody in the household is okay, then I'm okay, and my needs And it's not that they don't matter, but they come last. And by the time they come up, I'm so tired of taking care of everybody else that I don't address my needs. And, society says that if you are running yourself ragged, if you're stressed out, if you're overwhelmed, then you're a great mom. But what example is that showing our children? So tending to put yourself last is likely one of the biggest reasons you're unbalanced, especially depending on what your family needs. And lastly, we're nurturers by nature. Our goal is to see everybody else happy. And I really want you to flip that mindset, and we'll talk about that more when we get to nurturing yourself, is that you need to be happy first, and other folks will be happy too. We as people are responsible for our own happiness. And as moms, we can't save the world. Some days, I remember when my twins were like just fresh out of the womb. Some days were great when we were all alive. And we all may have been crying. But we were all alive. So that was a great day. I chalked that up to a win. That's because some transitions for you as a mom, as a woman, as yourself are harder than others. And it's important to acknowledge that those transitions are going to throw your balance off. And when you throw your balance off, you get a little stressed, you get anxious, you get a little worried. But the key thing is to recognize that and instill balance again. So how do you find the balance that you crave? And this is, if you haven't already been taking notes, you probably should. But this is where your pen and paper will definitely come in handy, because I'm going to give you a minute, about a minute and a half, to answer and finish this sentence. I feel most balanced when. So go ahead and write down some things to finish the sentence. When do you feel most balanced? And it could be events. It could be people. I feel most balanced when I'm around my mom. Or I feel most balanced when I'm working in my business. I feel most balanced when me and the kids are at the park. So go ahead and answer that question for you. And I'll go ahead, take all the time you need, and I'll let you know when to stop. All righty, you got a little bit more time. All righty, go ahead and finish up what you're writing. And this is something that's strictly for you. I really want you, once you're done watching this, to take a look at what you wrote. I find that often the longer we write, the more our inner feelings really come out. I find that the initial writing, your initial answers where I may feel most balanced when I'm with my kids, with my husband, when I'm at the spa, those are kind of those superficial, kind of tip of the iceberg answers. I find that what comes in is really in depth is when you keep writing, and I think that's when your inner self talks to you and you start to get those real answers. So I want you to take some time when you're done watching this or when we're done with this webinar to take a look at those answers. And that's going to be important because if those are the things that you feel most balanced, either doing, be around, being involved in, those are the things that you want to do more. And when you start to feel unbalanced, that should be your go-to list of things to do to kind of bring you back. For me, I know that when I am running around and chasing my kids in the living room, I am the happiest person in the world. To see the joy on their faces and to get this giddy feeling inside of me, it's nothing but pure joy. I know this, so when I'm feeling down and things aren't going right and I'm struggling, I know that all I have to do is go chase my kids around the living room, and they love it. They could be half asleep, and they love just running around because mommy's chasing them. And it's something that benefits all of us. But I know that it's my go-to that brings me immense joy. So I want that list to be the same thing for you. That be your go-to list for bringing you to a more balanced existence. So let's get to Nurture Me Time. And this is a tool that I've used for the past year or so to make sure that I'm giving myself enough time. Life can get really overwhelming when you have so many things to do, and everybody has 24 hours in the day, but oftentimes that's not enough. So this is something that I personally do each day, generally in the mornings, because I found that that's what works for me. Although it can be done in the evening, it can be done anytime during the day. It can be done just about anywhere, depending on what you choose. So this is a tool that just goes with you. It takes no special equipment. There's nothing, super extra that you have to do. Really, the biggest thing is deciding that you're going to do it. So why do you need Nurture Me Time? You need this time specifically for you, and I really want you to believe that you do need this time, and you need it so that you can lessen anxiety and stress, so you can develop more insight into yourself, decrease the negative energy that's around you, either from your negative thoughts or the energy of others that you spend time with. And then this better helps you combat what life throws at you. So those unexpected things, those, you think the day's going well and then all of a sudden it just goes to crap and you didn't even see it coming. This allows you to take that time out and refocus yourself. So you're essentially turning negative stuff and preparing for that negative stuff and making sure that you stay on the positive end. So let's build your Nurture Me Time. And let me tell you specifically about mine. Mine, like I said, is done generally in the mornings. I come into my office, and I have a special corner in my home office that I have a beautiful fabric on, a couple of pillows that are set up, and I have some incense. I sit there. That's where I do prayer. I do meditation. I do my affirmations. I have a journal that I write in. And then near there, I have a yoga mat. And I do some morning yoga. It may be a routine that I like to do. Sometimes I'll even look at YouTube for a yoga routine that is short in time that I am fairly agreeable that I can do. And then I also do self-Reiki. And for those who don't know what Reiki is a form of energy healing that uses the energy that we have that's innate to us in a form of laying hands, and it allows that energy force to come in and go to where it needs to and do healing. And that I'm a Reiki energy healer. I do it for other folks, doing Reiki on them. I also do it for myself in the form of self-Reiki. And it really aids in stress lessening and stress management. It leads to insight, awareness into yourself, decreased stress. It's been great from the studies that I've seen and the talks that I've had with nurses in helping with healing of different ailments of the body. So it's something that I do for myself. And that's my morning routine. So on days where I only have a few minutes, but I want to make sure I get it in, it may just be a few minutes of prayer, a couple yoga moves to warm my body up and get my muscles going. It may be a few minutes of meditation. I may nix the journaling, but I for sure do some quick Reiki. And that can take me 7 to 10 minutes, depending on how much time I want to spend. The important thing is making the decision and getting it in. So some other things that you can use to nurture yourself, in addition to the prayer, yoga, meditation, journaling, you can also do some daily reflection with a gratitude list in your journal. You can schedule regular massage appointments and go for the massage appointment. If it's really cool, you have a massage therapist who's also a Reiki healer, so you can get a 2-for-1 special. While you're in the car, you can do some meditation in your car. The biggest thing I hear from moms is that I don't have time to do it every morning. I get up just in time for the kids to start running, and then we're off to the races. Well, when you drop the kids off for school, park and sit a couple minutes in your car. Of course, lock the doors. And you can play some meditation music on your phone and have a few minutes of meditating. You can journal. while you're waiting in the line to pick the kids up in the car. You can do some yoga as you're going out for a walk or at the park with the kids. So these things, like I said, they don't need any fancy equipment. You don't have to do anything great. You just got to be there, show up, and be flexible. So additional things are aromatherapy, utilizing lavender to calm yourself, utilizing rosemary, frankincense. Essential oils and aromatherapy are great things that you can use to really help nurture yourself, put you in a positive mindset. You can even diffuse essential oils in your home for you and your kids to just completely have a calm aura in the house. Deep breathing is a big one that should be part of your nurture time. There's something significant about us taking the time to focus on our breathing that really lulls our body into a nice, calm place. And lastly, mindfulness. Being mindful of what's going on, what you're doing. The big one is mindful eating, making sure that you're tasting everything, consciously chewing. That opens your eyes to the here and now. Because oftentimes we're so focused on the past, what we should have done, what should have happened, and the future. We're worried about the future, what's going to happen. So those are tools that are going to help you stay in the moment, help you find the balance you need, and help you be really a happy mom through the transitions, through the haziness and the craziness of life, really keep you grounded and aware of who you are. So I hope that this has been helpful. I hope that you find some information out of this, and just remember that I'm a resource for you. My goal is to spread the word that stress is not something we have to deal with, and really allow moms to take control of their lives and ultimately help aid our children in decreasing stress. That's my goal. So I just want to get that information out there and get you to understanding what you can do and how much greater life can be. And if you are struggling to find balance, I want to help you. So I'll be extending some time out in my calendar for you specifically to do a complimentary clarity call. And that's just us determining where your balance is, what's causing you to be unbalanced, and what balance truly looks like to you. And this is completely free. It's my way of giving back and being a resource. And I really want you to utilize this tool in helping you find the balance. With the holiday season coming up, we need to be more balanced than any other time in the year, because these next few months are going to be wacky with schools closing for holidays and kids being out. And if you work, how are you going to figure all that out? Who's going to watch the little ones? Family may be coming over. You may be cooking. And as always with the holidays, we tend to remember the loved ones that we've lost. And that grief and loss piece is epic when you have a holiday get-together and your favorite aunt or your mother is not there because they've passed on. So we really want to make sure that we're as balanced as we can be to make it through the holidays and start 2016 off as best as we can. So I really want you to utilize that optional clarity call for you. I really don't want to make it optional. I want you to really, truly utilize it because I see so many benefits for you. And I'd love to know what's going on in your life and how you can better define balance in your life and get you to where you want to be. So I have enjoyed giving you this information. I hope you look forward to the next one. And I just want you to have a great day. Make this Friday a great day for you. And just remember that you determine how great your day is going to be. And always choose happy. All right? Have a wonderful day.